Good morning. All right, happy Tuesday, everyone. We have upper body today. We're going to be focusing on our chest and our back muscles, as well as our cardio. We have a nice conditioning circuit at the end. For equipment, over here I have my hiding underneath, you guys can't see. I have my 8-pound dumbbells, my loop bands, as well as my long bands. I'm going to give you guys options because I know some of us have these, whether it's the one with or without the handles that's looped or long. And of course, if you guys don't have any of this, I will have options body weight or a small towel will work. So let's get you guys started with a warm-up, which starts down on the floor. Yes, the best place to start. We're going to get on our hands and our knees and take one arm and reach it through. With an exhale, we'll open up into this thread the needle. So we'll do 10 of these per side, trying not to move through our legs. Just our upper body, mid-back, upper back, opening up in this one. So we'll inhale as we close and then exhale as we open, and we'll go through 10 per side. So you can start right off, right away, doing 10 on that first side, and then we shall switch and do 10 on the other side. So trying to use our breath, and again, no movement in our legs. Lower body should be staying exactly where it is. This one feels nice to do first thing in the morning. We're loosening up everything, even after a day of sitting or working or all of that. So we'll go through 10 per side, and then we're gonna stand you guys back up. And stick our arms out to the sides, actually one specifically, and start off with an arm circle, trying to get this single arm going as big as it can go. So I only want one arm moving at a time, going in one direction. And as soon as they're as big as they can go, I'll go through 5 one way. And because I'm doing one arm at a time, you'll probably feel like you can actually get bigger than if we were doing both arms at a time, which is why we're doing one. So we'll go 5 that way, and then we'll stop and go 5 in the other direction. And as big as they can go, trying to loosen up that shoulder joint. Once you're done that on this first side, we will switch and do the same thing on the other side. So if you need a few circles to find that biggest range of motion, you might not have the biggest on the first few, but as soon as you find it, then you'll start counting your 5 backwards, and then 5 forwards. Loosening it up. You might feel a little snap, crackle, pop. Sometimes we have air pockets in our joints, especially after we don't use them for a while, aka after sleeping and such. Once you're done that, we'll swing out the arms over and under. This feels kind of nice after doing that. We'll go through about 10 of these, and then we are headed back down onto the floor for another warm-up. This one's for our wrists. So on the way down, we can go through a couple circles and our wrists just kind of get them moving. We'll get back into that all 4 position here. And we're going to rock our body forward over top of our fingertips without allowing the palm to lift up off the floor. So we'll rock forward, and you'll feel a little bit of tension in the wrists and around the muscles, your forearms and your elbows. We're trying to loosen everything up in there. So we'll go back and forth about 5 times. And if this feels painful, you can walk your hands away a little bit. If you're not really feeling anything, you can walk them in a little bit closer. Once we're done about 5 of those, we'll turn our palms facing each other like this. And then we're going to rock side to side. This one, you'll probably feel a little bit more. Turn, I don't really have quite room, that's okay. Side to side like this. And it's not too big of a range. We don't want the palm to be lifting off the floor. And if you're feeling any sort of sharp, pinchy pain, let's not have that happen. So you can either widen up your hands or maybe just don't rock so far. So we'll go through those. And then again, you can give yourself some of those circles on the way back up. We got lots of up and down in this workout today. It's part of the workout. Last one of our warm-up before we go into our first set of push-ups, which we're going to talk about, is us sticking out our arms in front of us, palms facing down. We're going to spread our upper back, so I want the shoulder blades coming apart, and then I want you to row in and try to squeeze the shoulder blades together to this position. So we spread our upper back, and then exhale and pull in, and we're pulling in the air, but we are feeling a lot of work and action happening up there. So spread the fingertips away, And then make a fist in the hands and squeeze that upper back together. So we're getting a stretch and a squeeze. And we'll go through 10. Elbows are lifted into that just lower than T position. Yes. 10 of those. So we should be feeling a little bit more warm than when we started. We're going to get you guys going here on our first set of exercises, which is going to be push-ups. I already gave you a little teaser. Now, if you guys were here last week, we did some crazy stuff last week. We did those jumping push-ups. Don't worry, we are not doing those today. But in theory, by doing those, we should be feeling maybe a little stronger at our push-ups. So today what we're going to do is test how many push-ups that we can get. You guys, on my sheet here, I have as many reps as possible push-ups. We're going to do 4 sets of them. And once we're done, or as many reps as possible, we will be standing up and pairing this one with a band pull apart. Of course, I have options for the different bands and no bands and all of that. But we're going to start off with these push-ups and start by seeing how many we can get. So you know your number of push-ups that you probably can do and that makes you uncomfortable. We're going to try to see if we can maybe add 1 or 2 to that number. So let's say you're really good at doing 5 or you're really good at doing 8. We'll see if we can get that number and maybe add 1 or 2 reps on top of that. But remember that you are going to have to do this 4 sets total. And as soon as they start to get ugly, we're going to stop. Okay, so get yourself into position. I want to see how many push-ups you can do right now. Let's go. So we go down and then we exhale and we push up. So we'll go through these. If you're somebody who is still working on getting maybe your first push-up or your first 5 push-ups, do try them. See if you can get them. If you can't, you can work with these lowering ones where we pop back off to the knees. The goal here is to get at least 10, but I don't want you thinking about that number if you're someone who's like, you know, a push-up aficionado. If you're really good at push-ups, 10 is not nearly going to be enough. Unless maybe you're, you know, pausing at the bottom or going really slow because you want to. But normal tempo, we're going to see how many we can get. So some of us, again, that might be 8. Some of us, that might be 12. Others might be going up to 16. You don't know. But when you're done your number, remember it. Not like you're really going to forget. But you will have to go back down there and do that same number 3 more times. Before we do that, we're going to stand up and grab onto our band. If you're using a long band, like so, I have just 1/2 of the band in my hand. If you're using loop bands, you can grab onto a lighter one, or you can create that longer one by putting 2 of them together. We're going to work with that band pull apart. Ideally, a longer band is best because we'll have a bigger range. This I have to stop here or else the band might snap and that's not good. Whereas if I have a longer band or 2 of those looped together, I can come all the way in front of my chest. And we're going through 15 reps. I'm sorry, I should have started with that as you started your set. So 1, 5, 15. For those of you who do not have bands and such, we can get in that nice bent over position and do that thumbs up, shoulder blade, squeeze, counting through 15 of these. So once we're done this, we are going to rest for about 30 seconds before we go into our next set, because that pull apart there should be feeling in your upper back, back of your shoulders. And those muscles do assist in your push-ups. So we want to just give everything a quick 30 seconds to rest. I say that so that we don't end up resting too long, taking too long to get through this. And then we'll go through our 2nd, 3rd, and 4th set, because you guys are doing 4 rounds of this total. Okay. So when you're feeling ready, get down there and let's go through our 2nd set of push-ups. Now, I'm going to be a hard ass today. I need you guys to get that same amount, that same number. And I am so serious about it that I want you to try your best to go for consecutive. I mean, you did it once. I damn well believe you can do it again. But if for some reason you can't, and like let's say your number is 12 and you get to 8 and you just know you cannot get that 12, I want you to just take a moment, put your knees down, take a deep breath, and get back up there and do those last 4 and see if you can get that total number of these push-ups, okay? There we go. Good morning, Bobby. Hopping in. Come on in here.
can get yourself moving with some of these arm swings and come join us. So once you guys are done those push-ups, we're going right into these band pull-aparts. Again, straight arms crossing the chest, stopping before the band hits the chest, and stopping before the band goes loose. We're going through 15 reps of these ones. So we'll try to, again, grab a little bit of water once we're done. Just shake it out. There you go. So come on in here. We're joining us for push-ups. We're doing as many push-ups as we can. So you guys are working on approaching your third set. So we're going to go through 2 more. We are essentially testing how many push-ups we can get. We've set the standard on that first set, and we're trying to maintain what we did over the next, well, you guys did 2 already, so the last 2. And then we have these 15 band pull-aparts happening in between our sets, followed by a little bit of rest. So once you guys are feeling ready for that third set, we can get down here and try it out, see how many we can get. So hopefully some of you are feeling stronger. It's been a little bit since we've actually tested the amount of push-ups that we can do. So, you know, maybe you're getting even 1 or 2 extra reps than you normally do, and that is amazing progress. So let's try to see if we can take it through on these last 2 sets. And again, at any point, if you can't get that same number that you got in the first set, we're going to finish it off somehow. So you can take a rest, just take a deep breath and get back in and try to finish. Or you can finish off with our lowering knees up negative push-ups. And I don't prefer this, but I understand that sometimes, you know, we go a little bit too hard on those first 2 sets. And we get to the 3rd one and the 4th one, and the body's just not having it. And so those are ways that you can still get all of that out of that set. Okay, so we'll go through 1 more after this. Whoop, whoop. Push-ups. All right. Nice work, you guys. So 15 of those band pull-aparts. Again, those of you who do not have bands, we're trying to really move through those shoulder blades, trying to relax the shoulders down. And that also does go for these band pulls too. We want to try to relax the shoulders, not losing our neck as we go through this, but rather pulling those shoulders down. So grab some water, you guys. With 1 more set, and you have time with it. We have about 3 minutes, 3 to 4 minutes to finish up this final set, so you guys have lots of time. Excuse me. So let's do it. Okay. So on your last set here, you guys, this is going to be the hardest one. It's the last one. We already know this, so we're going to try our best to get our number. And remember to use our breath, because that breath is your power. That exhale will literally help you push out of a rep. So use it, especially on this last set. Be more conscious of it. So again, once you're done those pull-aparts, we will take about 30 seconds of rest. Some deep breaths so that we can go into a stronger set on our final set of these push-ups, as many as we can do. Now this is our last set, so if you can maybe even add a couple more, they have to be good ones. Now would be your time to shine. Maybe you'll surprise yourself. I don't know. We'll find out right now. Let's do it. Okay. All right, you guys, nice work. So let's get this in. Last set of push-ups, a last set of band pull-aparts, and then we are going to grab some water and move on to the next one, the next two rather. So we will take our time on this final set. I'll give you guys about 1 more minute here to do your thing with the band pull aparts. There it is. All right. So 15 reps, taking our sweet time with them. Final set. And once you guys are done, you can grab a quick sip of water. We're going to move right on to the next part here. And bring all this stuff close. Yes. Okay. So next part. We're going to start off on the floor here with a chest press. Now, last week, if you guys were here, we did that pressure chest press. That is going to be the part 2 of a 2-part chest press exercise. We're going to start off doing a single arm press where you're going to do 10 reps on one side, 10 reps on the other side. And then while we're still on our back, we're then going to go into that pressure chest press for 10 reps. Tongue twister. So for those of you who do not have dumbbells, for this, last week I talked about how I want you to have some kind of object to hold in your hands, whether it's a water bottle or a book or a band. It doesn't really matter, but you're going to want something in there specifically for this second part here. If you're using bands for the first part, you're going to do this a little different than the dumbbells. We're going to hold the bands like this and then press one side up at a time like so. Whereas if I'm using the dumbbells, I'm going to use both of mine. So I have a heavier dumbbell. And if you want to start off a little bit lighter, you absolutely can. And then we're going to lay on our back and press that dumbbell up and go through 10 reps per side. So you guys can start down here with me, remembering that when we're chest pressing, we want our shoulder blades glued down to the floor, which might create an arch in your back, which is a good thing on this one. We don't need to have our back pushed down. In fact, we don't want to push down. We want our shoulders pushed down. So we'll go through 10 reps on this side, and then you guys can switch safely. If you need to sit up, that's okay. I wouldn't suggest switching in the air over your head. You can bring it down, and then press on the other side, going through 10. And then, once we're done 10 and 10, again, if you feel more comfortable doing all this switching stuff sitting up, you can. We're going to grab one dumbbell in each hand and squeeze them together. Elbows are tucked into the body, and we're doing 10 reps of this press. So 10 of those. Again, if you're working with the band, what you can do is actually just take the band and squeeze it in your hands, because the most important thing here is that pressure. You don't even need the band. Hands together, and then you can press, making that pressure in your hands, going through 10 reps total. Whew. So that is a whole situation down there. We got the 10, the 10, and the 10. And now we're going to stand you guys up and go into some paused rows. So for those of you who are working dumbbells, even TRXs, if you do have that set up, you can use that if it's ready and available. We're going to get bent over and row into our neutral position here and hold for 1, 2, and we're going through 10 reps total with this 1, 2 pause. Those of you with bands, a couple ways you can do it. You can have your bands down here, pull these guys in like this. Or if you have long bands, you can loop them around your feet and pull in like so. So we'll go through, again, that 2-second pause. We're in that neutral grip, so kind of where our push-up position is. We don't want to be out here. We don't want to be tucked in. We want to be a little bit out on that like 45, that A position with our arms. And then we hold 1, 2, and we'll go through 10 reps of those. Yeah. Okay, so these ones, we're not going to be taking too much rest in between. There's quite a bit of transition time as it takes us to get up and down off of the floor in between these. So once we're done our 10 rows here, we'll go right down into our second set. You guys are going to complete 3 more to make it 4 total. It's our number to be. So let's get down here and we will do it. So dumbbells. If you want to use both of your dumbbells, you just loop them one on top of the other like so, and go into this press. Now, if you're working with dumbbells, this arm is out on the floor on an angle here. We want to make sure the arm stays down, the shoulder stays down, so that this shoulder and this one aren't coming and pushing off the mat. We want to keep them down, and that goes for if you're using bands, if you're using dumbbells, whatever you got in your hand over here, you are pressing up against it and trying to pull those shoulders down. So we'll go through 10 and 10. There's the spider, we're good. Yes. The single arm press. Okay. All right, you guys, nice work. Again, 10 and 10. And then we'll follow that right into those pressure ones where we squeeze our dumbbells together. Elbows are tucked in nice and close. And this one, the weight really doesn't matter. I mean, yes, the heavier the weight, the harder that it will be. But the harder that you squeeze your hands together, the more pressure you create within your hands. It doesn't matter what you're holding, whether it's nothing or whether you have a book in there or a water bottle or an actual dumbbell or plate. It doesn't matter. If you're making that pressure, you're going to feel all sorts of things happening in your chest muscles here, those push-up muscles, and that's what we want. A little shakiness, and maybe also a little bit in the back of your arms. Yes, especially because there's so many of these, 10 and 10 and 10. All right. So we'll do our thing here. So quick reminder for you guys, because you are going to have to go through 3 more sets. Ways that we can row. I've talked about so many ways that we can do rows. Dumbbells are ideal for me because of the way that this office is set up and the way I have my bands and all that. That being said, if I was to flip you guys around and I was to attach this band onto my desk leg, that is a great way to do these paused rows if you don't have access to dumbbells. So if you do have bands and you do have something to anchor it on, you can use, a desk or something stable, a shelf that's not going to fall over or tip or anything like that. You can also do this from like a bent over position by just standing on the bands and then pulling in the band like this, which is going to give us that resistance pulling this way, which is ideal over holding a band sideways. Still works, but this is going to give us a little bit more work directly in our back muscles, which we want. And you could do the same thing by looping multiples of these together. Mine are a little bit sketchy. They're, I gotta get some new ones here, but the integrity of them, so I don't like to do that kind of stuff with them, but instead. So we'll go through this set. If you wanna try that out, undo these. It's always hardest part, just getting the bands undone. There we go. All right. Whew. So we'll go right into our third set. The pressing. There it is. So we'll go through the 10 and the 10. We'll go through these ones here. Now, with our chest presses on our back, we don't do too many chest presses. I mean, we do the pressure one and all that, but you might be wondering where your arm needs to go. We want to send it into where that push-up position is. So again, that A position, we don't want to be elbow way up, like on a 90 degree like this. And then if we're too close like this, again, we're just going to be doing a slightly different exercise. So we want to have that 45-degree angle, which is going to help us get work in the front of our chest and the back of our arm. And we'll do that on both sides. And you guys can always just do a little shoulder check if you need to make sure that your arms are going in the right place. And then for the together one, on that one, let's get 4. All right, let's get it. Last set. Okay, here it is. Final set, you guys. Let's do it. 10, 10, 10, and 10. Lots of stuff in this one. So this is our final round. Take our time. You guys know the drill. If it's feeling a little easy, we'll slow down a little bit on this last set here. Slow down the entire set. Make it take longer on both sides. With time with it. Although you guys have actually about 3 minutes until we should be starting the next part. And that's lots of time to get through this. So we'll do these nice and controlled. Thinking about, again, gluing those shoulders down onto the floor, keeping them pinned down the entire time. So it's almost like you want to pull your shoulder blades together through the entire set. You don't want to ever let them have that spreading that we practiced in the warm-up. We want to pull them together and keep them there. See if you can do that right now. Last set on both of those chest press variations, the single one and the pressure one. Yes, not only is that going to help you guys be stronger in that, but it's also going to help you be a lot safer. The shoulder isn't meant to be going up and down like that with weight on it, especially forward. Rowing is different, but when we're pressing like that, we want to keep the shoulder as in position as possible. So tighten it up, finish strong. We'll get our final set of these rows in. 10 reps with a 2-second pause at the top. Yes, and then we're going to move on to the next part. Awesome. All right, let's do it. Okay, last set, 10 reps. Once you guys are done, you can grab a quick sip of water. We are going to move on here in about 1 minute. So if you have time, just enough to finish. There it is. Good work, you guys. Okay, moving all the things in our upper body. We're going to finish off. We have one more part here to our upper body strength. Woo! You guys can grab some water. We're going to take about 1 minute before we start this final part here, which is 3 exercises. So we've got options. First 2 are for our arms. We have a bicep exercise, which is kind of foreign for us, and a tricep exercise. So we're going to be focusing on our arms for these first 2 exercises. First one is going to be a bicep curl. Second one is going to be a tricep extension. And then the last one is down on the floor. It's going to be our Superman to push-up combo. So yes, we're going to get through those. We'll talk about that in a second. Let's talk about these first 2 exercises, the biceps. Those of you with dumbbells, what we're going to do is hold the dumbbells down by our sides here, their palms facing our legs, and then we're going to pull up to 90 degrees and keep our palms facing each other. So I'm never going to rotate. I'm just going to pull up like this. Now we can do this in lots of different ways. You can use a band. For those of you with TRXs, a great option is for you to hold the TRX like this and curl those arms up to your forehead like this. You can also do that with a band in front of you if you have it attached. So I want you guys to try something that you can do that for 15 reps, okay? So let's start with this one, 15 reps of them. We're pulling up to 90 degrees. If you're using dumbbells, you do a little shoulder check. Make sure that you're not going past 90. So we don't want to be up here. We want to stop before that happens. Yes, there you go. So we'll go through these. Again, if you're using bands, whatever it is, TRXs, we'll keep those arms lifted up high and pull in here, same idea, getting that 90 degrees. So it's not a row. I know it can be a little funky. 15 reps, okay? So let's do this first one. Now, second one, as we come to an end on those bicep curls. Ooh, yes, for the arms. Next one's the triceps. So we have our wall tricep extension. That's a great option if you do not have dumbbells, or maybe your dumbbells are a little bit too light. Option number 2 is us on our back doing our dumbbell tricep extension. So we can go like this. We have the same count, 15 reps. So I can do this one here, choosing just one of these. So that one's one. Or we can go up on our wall for our triceps. You guys can also sub in your bench dips if you have access to a chair or a bench that you want to dip off of. 15 reps. Ooh, for the arms. So we're doing those tricep wall extensions. We want to be pushed up high on our toes so that we're pivoting from our toes. Remember that the further down you are, the harder it's going to be. And the further up, the easier. So you can really play around with it. Tiny step, huge difference. Last one. Oh, yes. Come on down here onto the floor. Okay. So most important part of this push-up is the way down. I want you guys trying to focus on controlling the way down. We're going to start off in that full push-up position. Those of you who want to challenge yourself, we can bring our hands a bit more narrow for a narrow stance. We're going to lower ourselves down, touch our chest first, and then reach our arms out, lift them, bring them back in, and then if we need to use our knees, toes, and then we lower chest first, Superman, knees, and toes. So we'll let you guys go through 10 reps total like that. Now, if you are like feeling yourself and you love push-ups and you're really good at them, what you can do is do a full body push-up. You don't have to break it up like that, with the knees and the toes and all that. But I showed you that first because most likely you guys gave me all you got on those first sets of push-ups. By this point, you might be feeling quite exhausted. And like I said, the more important part is us controlling the way down, where we're actually being able to push up and out of the push-up. So 10 total. If you can do whatever you got to do there to get through that, whether it's using your knees, not using your knees. And then once you guys are done, we're going to stand up and do it again. We have 3 more sets of this very fun stuff, and then we will move on. Oh, yeah. Okay, so again, once you guys are done, we'll stand back up to the top, going into our second set of these ones. So dumbbells, especially with like these smaller muscles like your biceps, this isn't a big muscle, this muscle on our arm that we're working when we curl up like this. You might find that either your weight is too heavy, too light. Bands are a really great option if you do have bands for this kind of stuff, because you can manipulate it and make it a lot easier, a lot harder by doing really simple stuff. Again, with bands, you can hold closer to the anchor point. So if I hold closer down towards my feet, it's going to be a lot more challenging than if I let some of that band go and I don't do that. So if you are kind of limited on dumbbells, let's say like you have a set of 5s or something like that, or 3s, that's not going to be very challenging for the bicep curls. So if you do have bands, try it. See how it feels. You can anchor them under your feet like this. And then again, if you want to make it harder, just hold closer down to that band. You could use the ones with the handles on them, or like mine if it's looped off. Lots of ways to make this 15 feel challenging. I mean, it is 15 reps, so probably going to feel it anyways. So we'll get you guys going on here. Okay. So we got biceps right into the triceps. So going through 15 reps of those tricep extensions, and you can do them on the wall. You guys know I love the wall. Tricep extensions. If you have a chair or a bench, we can dip ourselves through 15 reps. Something to get the back of your arms going for our second set. Yes. All right, so we'll do our thing on the triceps, and then we will make our way down onto the floor. taking our time on the way down because we know this is pretty much the only rest that we're getting right now is this time that it takes us to get set up down on the floor. So start off again in that full push-up position. We want to push up onto our toes. And as we come down, we lower nice and slow. Chest, reach the arms out. And you guys will note that my feet are staying in this position, this like push-up ready position with my toes like this. And that way I can just go right up and into my next one. And I don't have to like flip my feet and play around with it at all. So that is just going to help you get through that set a little bit easier. Make it a little bit more quick. Still going to be just as hard. Can't say it makes it easier. 10 total. The Superman and the push-up equals 1. Reminder, if you want to try the narrow stance, it's going to be a lot harder. So you guys have 2 more sets to do this. So when you're done that one, we'll go right into our third. Get this done. Whoop, whoop. So we can get to the last part. The conditioning. The cardio. Yeah. All right, so third set. Let's do this. So we'll pull up to 90 degrees. And it's important when we're bicep curling that we don't move the top part of our arm. We don't want that upper arm moving, just the lower part. You want to just pull in like this. So whatever you're using, make sure that you're not having any movement happening here, or else you might accidentally be, kind of cheating, because that's what your body likes to do, likes to make things easier. And we like to stop it. All right. Fifteen reps right into those triceps. All right, nice work, you guys. So again, same rules apply on the triceps. We want to make sure that upper part of the arm does not move. You're doing this tricep extension. And if you're using dumbbells, you can always hold one dumbbell sideways. Say if you're stuck with something a little heavier. Or if you simply feel a little bit unsafe with dumbbells like that around your head, holding one typically will make this feel a lot safer. It's totally fine if you need to do it. I'm going to do it one more time after this. So get those triceps in, and then get on the floor. We're Supermaning to push-upping. 10. And then give our last set. Yay! We are almost here. Okay. Let's do it. Let's do it. Make sure my timer is set for the last part. Awesome. Yay. All right. Nice work, you guys. So let's get these push-up Supermans. We have our final set. Yes. There it is, last round. Okay. So I'm going to give you guys, well, technically we have about 4 minutes to finish up. So let's take our time through our final set here. This is our last one before we start our circuit. That's going to take us to the end. It's a short and sweet one today. I don't know about sweet, more like spicy, but a little sweet because it's short. But we'll talk all about that when you guys finish up this part here. Let's get this done. 15, 15, and then 10 down on the floor. Yay! And I could say that this is all of the push-ups that you guys are going to do, but unfortunately, there's an option on this last part here that does include a push-up, so Can't say that yet, but almost, optional. Okay, so 15, yes. Good job, guys. Take your time with this stuff. We got our last part coming up here, which I don't know why that is saying that on my timer. Three minutes, yeah. I just cannot do math. It's fine. Okay. Get it done. Last set, you guys. So the last part takes exactly 12 minutes. So we have time. We do. I'm going to give you 2 more to finish up before I start talking about the last part. So it always takes me an extra minute to explain. All right. Last set for the arms. Oh yeah. So get this in. This is it of these 3. Woohoo. And final part is don't need any equipment. Yay. Okay, this is it for the upper body strength for the Tuesdays. Finish up just as strong as we started on these exercises on a set. Let's do it. Last one. Nice job, you guys. So as you guys are coming to an end on this last little tricep we did there, you grab yourself some water. Take a minute or 2 here to rest. Let these guys finish up. I'm going to start our last part. Yes, which is all about us getting our heart rate up. Yay. Okay. Good job, guys. All right, so take your time, grab some water. We are going to need space for this last part here. I've cleared everything out of the way behind me. I don't have my dumbbells or my bands or anything like that. Just going to be using my body. For those of you who are, low impact, even then, I'm going to give you guys amazing body weight options that have no equipment involved. So don't worry about your equipment. You just want your mat. And again, I'm wearing shoes because some of this stuff does require jumping around. So if you are going to join me on that jumping, then you will probably want that supportive footwear to assist you. So we are working off of a timer. I'm going to start talking about the final part here, which is going to take us 12 minutes until the very end. We'll stretch, of course. 60 seconds and 30 seconds is what this timer is set for. So we have a 60-second time, and then it's going to beep right into 30 seconds, 60 seconds, 30 seconds. So we've done this time format before. That one round takes us 4 minutes total. What we're going to do, I'm going to give you guys an exercise that you're going to do for the 60 seconds, and then one you're going to do for the 30 seconds, another one for the next 60, and then the last 30 is an optional active recovery rest. So let's go through these, and then we will start on this timer. I have 2 more minutes until we really need to start. And then we will go through this. So the first one is going to be your guys' walkout. It's an optional push-up at the bottom. So we've been here before. If you want to just practice a rep with me, you can. We walk down here. We have an optional push-up. If you don't want to push up, you can shoulder tap instead. And then we walk back up to the top. So that's going to be you for the first minute, okay? The 30 seconds following that, no rest. We're going right into a knee to elbow. So if you jump, we're going to add in this hop. We'll talk about that when we get there. The next minute is going to be lateral bounds. So my low impact friends are just going to tap and take this nice wide step. If you're joining me on the jump, we're going to jump and bound our way side to side. Last 30, an optional toe taps. So really what this isn't the hardest exercise in the world, but it's going to keep our heart rate up, and it's going to make this entire thing a lot harder, because it's essentially giving us no rest. So it's optional, but I suggest you do it. Are you guys ready for this? We're going to do 4 rounds, and then we are done. Starting off with that first one, walk out, push up. Starting in 3, 2, 1, go. That was a very subtle beep, but it was there. Let's do it. I don't know why the volume's always low. Actually, I do know why, because I turn it down during the day, so I don't like my phone ringing off. All right, you guys, let's do it. So walking down to the bottom, again, if you're seriously push up, out, shoulder tap, right and left, walk back up, or maybe even leave everything out and just walk out and walk up. And if you want to challenge yourself, you can try doing more than one push-up at the bottom. Last week, we added in a push-up every time we walked out. If you guys were here, if you remember that. Ooh, we have 20 seconds left. There you go. There we are. 10 seconds here. So remember, when this timer goes off in 5 seconds, we're going to go right into that knee to elbow. 3, 2, and stand it up and right away into it. So again, if you jump, you can add this little hop in at the bottom. Or if you don't jump, we can just go fast knee to elbows. And we're trying to work through this. 15 more seconds left. Now, again, this isn't rest, but it certainly is easier than these other two. Definitely this next one, which is your lateral bounds, which you're going to go into for 60 seconds in 3, 2, 1, and here we go. So we'll go right into it. Again, trying to get the full distance of our mat. Use our opposite arms. And if you're low impact, we're going to just step and tap and try to move the arms. Kind of like a little aerobics style step, but it's going to keep you moving and it's going to get your heart rate up. And you have 40 seconds to do it. So let's go. Pace yourself though. Of course. Nice. Good work, you guys. So we're breathing, exhaling on each bound. There it is. 15 seconds left. You guys got this. 10 more seconds. A couple more to each side. Again, this last 30 seconds, we're going to try to toe tap. Here we go. And we can tap our toes on anything. If you're low impact, we're doing a nice quick step. And if you really are not going to make it, like if you're feeling extremely gassed right now because you worked really hard on those first 3, I don't want you to just not do anything. If anything, just walk around, okay, for this last 30 seconds, which, hey, you only have 10 seconds left of already. We're going to go into our second set. So we got 3 more to do, and it starts in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Right back into that first one. Walk out, push up. Again, if you want to challenge yourself, you can try adding in a push up every time you walk out. So now we'll do 2. And then next time we'll do 3. Optional. It kind of keeps it a little interesting, makes it definitely more challenging, more uncomfortable, because, you know, push-ups are hard, especially now if you've done so many of them. 30 seconds left. So again, when in doubt, just walk in, walk out. 20 more seconds left. Remember with this one, the wider that our feet are, the easier that this one's going to feel, because the more base of support we have. So if you are really struggling, before you stop, let your knees drop down to the floor, widen up your feet. Maybe one more. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. All right, here we go. So knee to elbows. So we'll go through this one 30 seconds here, trying to pace ourselves. I know it's a little coordination with that little hopping knee to elbow. But once you get the rhythm there, you can kind of find it, work into it. We have 10 seconds left. There you go. Little coordination. 3, 2, and lateral bounds. Let's go, you guys. Let's do it. So we'll try to land as softly as possible. Pace yourself here. This is the one that you are going to start off doing. It's going to be, you know, pretty hard right off the bat. You might even find that you have to stop, but I don't want you guys to. If anything, balance, you can take a little bit of time on each side. before you go into the next one, rather than just going back and forth and having to stop, you kind of slow down, be more in control, be a bit more powerful as you jump side to side. 20 seconds left. There you go. You want to make sure we're also in that forward, kind of bent over, athletic position. Whoop, and not kick our closet. Come on, you guys. 5 seconds left. Let's go. 3, 2, 1, and here we go. All right, so into the toe taps. And I trust that we can all do something, but when in doubt, just walk and stay moving. Even if you're doing just the low impact, whatever it is, let's do it. 15 seconds. Yes. All right, this is going to take us to the last of our second set. We have 2 more to do, then we are done. 3. Let's go. Third set. So we'll get through this one. Working through it for the second last time that you have to do this. Yay. There it is. Good job, you guys. So we have 30 seconds left. Trying to breathe through these. Yes. There you go. 20 seconds. Yep. Nice job. Finishing strong here. 10 seconds. Let's go. Whatever you're doing, let's push ourselves. Ooh. Making ourselves get to that uncomfortable level. 3, 2, 1. And knee to elbows. Dancing around. Let's go. So we'll go through our second last set. Woo. All right, 10 seconds here before we start our lateral bounds. Let's push ourselves, move our feet. Starting those bounds in 3, 2, 1, and here we go. Side to side. Let's do it. Right into it. I was not kidding when I said there's not a lot of rest in here. We will rest when we are done, and we will feel good. So good. Because we're pushing ourselves right now. We're doing the stuff that we want to stop, but we just keep going through it. You're going to feel amazing if you can do that for yourself right now. 30 seconds left, though. Remember, you only have to do this one more time. Just one more. This one and one more. Let's go. There it is. Nice job, you guys. 20 seconds. Pace yourself, please. Push yourself. You think you can go a little bit faster, keep up that same form, that same intensity, do it. 10 more seconds. Yay. 3, 2, 1. Nice work, you guys. All right, so we got the toe taps. Again, these are feeling probably surprisingly exhausting now because of the way that we're doing the circuit here. Normally these feel pretty easy, but still want you guys to push yourself on them as much as you can. 10 seconds here. It's going to take us to our final set. So one more to do. The last one, and it starts in 5 seconds. So toe tap your way over one side of the mat. Here we go. Last set. Let's do it. So this is it, you guys. Final set. Whatever you're doing, whether it's the push-up, whether it's the shoulder tap, or maybe the planking, whatever you got going on here, I want you to push yourself in it. Yay. There it is. Yes. Good job. Move your feet. Yes. This is it. 30 seconds left on this one. We can do this. There you go. Don't think about it. Just think about your breathing. Focus on trying to control it. There it is. 15 seconds left. Let's go. Let's go. Yes. Good job, you guys. Come on now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo! All right, right into it. Lead elbows. Right into this one. 30 seconds. Let's go. Let's go. Knees and the elbows. 15 seconds. Halfway there. Let's do this. Last chance on these ones to finish stronger than you started. Let's get it. Lateral bounce starting in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Side to side. Getting this one done. Woohoo! So we'll try to have those arms, opposite arms, making sure our chest, shoulders stay facing forward. Whew. And every time you're pushing off, you're exhaling, breathing with it. There you go. Don't hold your breath. Does not help. There it is. Pace yourself. 30 seconds left, my friends. You got this. You so got this. You just got to get through it right now. There it is. Whatever you are doing, let's push ourselves right here, right now. 15 seconds left. Move your body, move your feet, move your arms. Let's go. There it is. 5, 4, 3, 2, and time. Last one, toe taps. We'll finish off here and toe tapping our way, our 30-second way to the finish line. Woo! Let's do it. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Halfway, you guys. Come on. 15 seconds left. You got this. Push yourself. Go, go, go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Activity complete.
And you guys are so done. Nice work. Okay, good job. So we are going to walk it off right now. Please keep moving. Take your water with you if you would like. Take some deep breaths. Walk around the space that you have and the room that you have. That's going to help your heart rate come down much more effectively than you just standing there or sitting there. I know that feels good, but this is going to be a lot safer and a lot more effective than just getting your heart rate down so that we can start our stretches sooner. So we're going to take a minute or two right now where I literally want you guys to just keep moving, drink your water, try to control your breathing so that you're coming back to that normal, I can hold down a conversation level. Once you're feeling like that, which is probably not yet, which is totally fine, that was probably very hard, we're going to go into a couple stretches. The first one is going to be chest and shoulders. It is the one, the only one, the one if you're going to do any, I would highly suggest that you do something to stretch out your chest and shoulders. If you're kind of in a hurry today, what you can do is while you're still moving around, you can reach behind your back and start to incorporate this stretch in while you're still slightly cooling down. If you don't quite have the mobility to reach your hands like that, you can just put your hands behind your back and bring your elbows together. But if you do have time, if you have an extra 2 to 5 minutes or something, take it and spend it by stretching out and holding something to stretch out the front of your chest, especially if you're someone who knows your posture can be a little bit forward, especially if you sit during the day. This stretching is really going to help that, which is why I'm kind of always on your guys' ass about doing it, and I'm always talking about it because it's really important to open up the front here. So holding this for at least a minute on both sides, and if you have a door frame, just go in between that door frame because you're going to save yourself basically half the amount of time, so you can do both sides at once. Besides that, back muscles, you guys can get down here while you're holding that chest stretch. Just watch me over here. You can hang out in a little bit of this cat-cow, and then eventually you can sit onto your heels and walk your hands away, and those 3 are going to help you really just loosen up everything in the back. Okay, so besides that, anything else that you guys want to stretch from your lower body, your hips, your legs, maybe your calves, I'm going to leave you guys to do so. You are done with me. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Dave and Bobby. You guys are so awesome for coming out live. I will see you guys hopefully tomorrow, later on this week. Have a great day, you guys. Bye. And if you're watching the replay, yay! And thank you so much for following along. I hope you feel good, and I also hope you have a great day, and I'll see you soon. Bye.